terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called...
The Witcher's contact in Velen was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy. Hendrik was operating incognito in that war-ravaged land. His mission, to gather intelligence about Ciri.
with us to make you go find somebody else, maybe you should have stepped back and really thought about what you really wanted and what you wanted to do and what type of relationship you wanted and what type of a person you want to be with.
I let things like unravel. And I'm upset with myself about that. I'm disappointed in myself.
Don't be upset because everybody makes mistakes. We're all human.
Yeah.
We're all human, but I told you a long time ago, that's one of the things that God does. I told you a long time ago, nothing that I do is of myself. Everything that I do is God through me.
You know, I was gonna say earlier, talking to you, it's like it's like finding a treasure.
Well, somebody thinks that. One of the things we always did, we always talked. Hold on 1 minute. You go hide and go ahead and try to find you.
I heard that.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
But her son comes to see her, and he was saying he needed to find a game for her to play.
How do I go from this to getting back on track? I feel like I've fallen off so deep.
Why do you feel like it was so deep? Did you do something else?
No, but you know, I don't work as much as I used to. You know, I was working crazy hours. I don't do that anymore. I don't eat right anymore.
But let me tell you something. Working, you know what you did before? You replaced one thing, one addiction with another.
Yeah.
You made working your priority. You made work your priority, so that you didn't have to face the other things. So one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to face what the real issues are. You know, and I know, and as far as relationships go, I know it's scary. I told you that before. After everything that I've been through, it's difficult for me to put my trust in somebody. It's going to be difficult. And it's going to have to be a person that can really stand up and be the man that a man should be. It's going to have to be somebody that can walk, can make the decision that they want to walk in God, and that they want a God-centered relationship, and that they don't need to be around other women. Those are some of the things. Those are some things I had to confront. No, that's what it's going to take, because temptation's out there all the time, just like with alcohol. It's out there all the time. You know, so you have to be strong and figure out what it is you want. And those are something, and I think I told you that early on. Those are the things that I wanted even before. I want somebody that can be faithful, that doesn't need to be talking to other women, that doesn't have to be texting other women, that doesn't have to be looking at other women, because it's not necessary. If you find the person that you want, then why do you need to keep doing that?
Yeah.
Because if you keep doing it, that means you haven't found the person that you want. You know, with you keep getting into these relationships that you were before weren't good, and then just continue that pattern after you and I stopped talking. And you've allowed that pattern to be what drives you back into the other addiction.
Yeah.
You know, where if you were with the right person to begin with, they wouldn't lead you to alcohol. I'm not saying, and no relationship is perfect. No relationship is 100% easy. But the right person makes it easy. They don't lead you off to the wrong path. They're going to lead you toward a better path.
Yeah.
I told you, I literally set everything up in front of my ex. He could have had the world. Could have had the world. And he even said that. I was stupid. I let the devil tempt me with stuff that didn't even matter, with people that didn't even matter. Well, you're going to learn a hard lesson. Life is never that easy. It's not. Because the devil. It's not because the devil's here to lead us wrong.
Yeah.
God's here to lead us right. The devil's going to constantly try to lead you wrong.
And it's to me, it's very complex. You know, where
It's not really, though, Jose. It's people that make it complex. Seriously. It's the people. It's the devil that tries to make things look sweet that's really not. That's going to lead you to destruction. And then people that fall for this stuff try to make it complex. They try to make excuses, and it's really not that difficult. It's really not as difficult as what anybody tries to make it. Can it be lonely sometimes doing the right thing? Yes. It can be lonely doing the right thing sometimes. It could, just like they say, anything that's worth having takes time, takes work.
yeah,
You know, well, also anything worth having, sometimes you're going to have to, it's going to be a little bit lonely if it's the right things. If you're walking in God, it's going to be a little bit lonely. Because people are going to try to get you to do other things and things you shouldn't be doing.
you're exactly right. What can I do to? I know you. What can I do to get out of this headspace?
By yourself, I don't know that there's anything you could do to get out of it. Because honestly, addiction is nothing more than demons, nothing more than spirits.
We're talking about my alcohol addiction.
The alcoholism is nothing more than spirits. That's all it is. That's why alcohol is called spirits. But then on top of it, you need to get loose of those ties that you've made, whether through sex or like you did with her, you attached yourself to somebody that was not good,
Yeah.
and you those spirits feed on you, and that's what's trying to get you down.
You know, I didn't want to drink last night. Like I had no desire for it. It was not. It's not. I wasn't craving it. It wasn't anything like that. Anything like. I just wanted to. I was so overwhelmed by everything that was, you know, being put on top of me that I just this, you know, I chose to do that. Like I forced myself to drink. It didn't taste good. I didn't enjoy it. It was misery. and I knew the consequences. Like, I knew what I was doing. I knew what was going to happen after.
And it didn't make anything better. Just
No.
when you sober up, the stuff is still there. It doesn't take anything away. All it does is temporarily numb you.
Yeah. Just for a few minutes.
It's just like, and it's just like somebody that cheats on somebody. Well, it may feel good for a minute, but guess what? After you do it, you got to live with what you did.
And some people don't have that. Like, feeling or sense, or what's it called?
Remorse, but
Remorse.
those are the people. If you read the Bible, those are the people that God gives over to their own perversions. It says that in the Bible. If you continue to do the same things, God will try to convict you. God will try to guide you. God will put things on your conscience through the Holy Spirit. But if somebody continues to want to do the things that they do, or continues to live in the lifestyle that they live and do the things that are wrong, eventually it says in the Bible, God gives you over to your own perversions. Which means he takes his hand off of you. He stops trying to convict you, because it's obviously, after a certain point, it's obviously what you want to do, because you keep choosing to do it.
I remember that.
There comes a point where you have to make up your own mind that I'm not going to do this. And that's what I'm telling you. Step back and see what it is you really want. What kind of a life do you really want? Me, myself, I want a peaceful life. And I think I told you that before too. I want a peaceful life, a calm life. I'm not a person that wants a lot of material things, or wants a lot of action going on. I like to be home. I like it quiet. I like to read my Bible. I like to be calm. I like to do things at home. I do like to go away once in a while, but I'm not going to be with somebody just to be able to be with somebody. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be married to somebody just to say, oh, I'm married. No, because it's about so much more than that. Marriage is supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be commitment. And a man is supposed to love his wife like Christ loves the church. And how much do you think Christ loved the church? I mean, he died for us.
Right. It doesn't take much to be happy.
It doesn't. The problem is the devil keeps trying to throw temptation in his face, whether it be alcohol or other women or other men, or even a phone can be an addiction, or a computer can be an addiction that he uses just as a distraction. The devil uses the distraction to fill time and space, because you're not spending time with God and with your family, with the person that you love. He uses that as a distraction. That's all that stuff was made to be, is distraction.
Right.
So, and it takes a lot for some people to break away from that stuff. It's like, I can lay down my phone and not worry about it. It's like they tried to text me the other day from work. I was off on Tuesday. They tried to text me at work. I said, when I'm off, I said, I have my show dogs, I have the cleaning business, I have this, I work here all the time. So when I'm off, I shut my phone off. I want to shut my mind down. I want to be detached from all this stuff for a while. So I don't have a problem setting my phone down. Or if I'm having a conversation with somebody, there's a lot of people that, when you're having a conversation, or supposedly having a conversation with somebody, with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, or even another person, you can't put your phone down. You're constantly, and I've told people, you're not really paying attention to what's being said when you're scrolling through your phone. Well, I'm listening. No, you're not. You hear, but you're not listening. Put your phone down. Shut the TV off. Shut the computer off. And that's all you used the alcohol for. It was a distraction, honestly.
It was.
You used it as a distraction to avoid cleaning up what you had done and thinking about where you left off with me. That's all that was. and you either went to her after we stopped talking for a while. You either went to her to try to use her as a distraction, or it was because you really didn't find what you wanted. That's something you need to think about.
It wasn't either of those. I went some time without anyone after me and stopped talking.
Then why did you accept the bullcrap with her? Why did you accept pure bullcrap?
I'm stupid. I believe.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's not because you're weak. It's because you were using her as a distraction. You were using her to not deal with what was in your head.
Yeah, I was.
That's all you were doing. Instead of dealing with what do I really want? Who do I really want? How do I want my life? How do I want to live my life? Oh, Chris and I stopped talking, so after a little while, you figured, oh, we stopped talking. I'm feeling kind of lonely, so now let me fill my time with somebody else. And when you did that, the devil brought you somebody that was not going to lead you on a good path. There you go.
Why? Why?
Because the devil does not want people to be happy. The devil does not want people to turn to God. He does not want you to have that peace. The devil is the author of confusion and discord and all these other things. God is the author of peace. God is the author of peace. And you're going to feel a sense of peace with somebody that he sends into your life. You're not going to feel a bunch of confusion. Sometimes now when he sends somebody into your life, you might be confused a little bit because the devil's still trying to put thoughts into your head to be contrary. But that's something you have to work out. But overall, when God sends somebody to your life, you have a feeling of peace, and you can't figure out why you're confused or why you know what I mean, or why you can't get your thoughts straight. That's generally what happens when God sends somebody to your life, and that's because the devil's trying to add confusion into your life to keep you from that person. So he tries to add confusion in there, even though you may feel a sense of peace with that person when you talk to them or when you sit with them. You may feel a sense of peace that's coming from God. The devil's going to try to confuse you about that so that you don't have that peace. Because he doesn't want you to have that peace.
It was never peace. I never felt peace with her. I might have thought of for a second it was, but it really wasn't.
It's clearing up.
But I'll be okay. I'll be better.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there. I always believed you would. May not be with me. I may not have been one that you were going to get there with, or with that was your choice, but I knew you would get there.
But I have you. And that's important. Even if we don't talk or talk very little, or whatever the case may be.
Now, maybe someday that'll change. I don't know. A lot of that's going to depend on you.
Can I ask you for something?
Go right ahead.
Could you send me something tonight, like a scripture, just a few words of something that you come across whenever you're, reading?
I'll send you something. I'm gonna have to get off here for right now because I have to go up here and report in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice talking to you.
You too. Talk to you soon.
Be safe.
You too.